She confronted Mingyu. She went into his room and said, "Listen, boy, are you avoiding me? Why are you avoiding me?" Hey, what's up you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Bree with an E, and for today's video, I'm back with reviewing episode 7 of Heart Signal season 4. For the past month or so now, I think, I've been talking about Heart Signal season 4, giving my thoughts and reactions as each episode drops, as to what's going on in the house, what connections we see forming or furthering, etc, etc. In episode 7, I feel like there was a lot that rubbed me the wrong way, and I'm just gonna start off with everything I kind of disliked about this episode, or things that kind of had a sour or negative reaction to, and then we'll get into the fluffy, cute moments and what I like. But so in episode 7, you know, we still get this Jimin and Mingyu kind of unrequited love situation. But here's the thing with Jimin. I love Jimin. I think she's a very fun person to be around, and she's very bubbly and lively. I've said this, I've reiterated this time and time again in my past episode reviews. She's a lovely person, basically. And so what I'm about to say may feel like an attack on her, but it's not. It's really just stemming from a place of holding people accountable, if I can say that. First of all, taking it back to episode 6 real quick, Jimin and Mingyu had another date together. And we know in episodes past, Mingyu has been more attracted to Jimin, has been attracted to Mingyu. Jimin has kind of expressed, or at least shown in her actions, that she doesn't like Mingyu like that, and that she feels maybe too comfortable around him, and that he's just a friend. And that has been shown through, you know, her heart signal text she sent at the end of the night. It's never once been Mingyu, and it still continues to never once be Mingyu. Yet here we are, she's still going on dates with Mingyu. I just feel like at this point, even with how much Jimin has not shown interest in Mingyu, or similar interest in Mingyu, and especially with the fact in the past 2 episodes ago, I think, she expressed that she really wants to get to know Jiwon. She was initially most attracted to Jiwon and continues to still be. I felt like Jimin should have put a wall there and created boundaries between her and Mingyu, knowing especially Mingyu is interested in her. I think that's without a doubt clear as day. So knowing this, it does feel a bit weird to me that with her own confessions that she wants to get to know Jiwon, is most interested in Jiwon, and especially when you come to the fact that Jimin, like I said, has never once picked Mingyu to heart signal text to, especially after having their date, another date in episode 6, and Mingyu really kind of laying out his feelings for her. It feels like she is in a way leading Mingyu on. She knows his feelings at this point. She knows her true feelings, and they're not leaning towards Mingyu. I don't know why. I can't understand for the life of me why she keeps voluntarily going on dates with Mingyu and even setting up these interactions that they can have together that make them closer. At this point, it's not like I'm saying I want her to like Mingyu back. Why does she keep going on dates with him if she doesn't like him like that? It just confuses me, it baffles me, and it kind of annoys me, because getting into episode 7, Jimin makes this really weird comment when Mingyu is dropping her off. She says to Mingyu something along the lines of she wasn't happy about his date with Yisu. She was kind of looking at the time and wondering when Mingyu was going to get back. That's what she kind of said to Mingyu. And so after him kind of going on his spiel about how he regrets or feels frustrated in only putting all of his focus and energy and time into one person, I really wish she wouldn't have said that to him, because it gave him a glimmer of hope again. I don't know. Quite honestly, I'm done with the Mingyu Jimin, not drama, but situation. Mingyu keeps getting hurt. Jimin keeps kind of leading him on. But moving on to the next person in the accountability train who we need to hold accountable is Mingyu. I've expressed this whole entire time, Mingyu is my favorite guy in the house, and actually probably favorite person in the house. Oh my god, I hate saying that because Jumi exists. Sorry, Jumi is my number 1. Also, just want to express my disappointment in the fact that Jumi was literally featured for what, 5 minutes this episode. And I know that's been a theme with a lot of the house guests. Sometimes they won't get as much screen time or airtime as their other housemates, but this was pitiful, and it was a disgrace and an abomination, and it needs to be fixed next episode. Thank you. Mingyu is definitely my favorite guy, and I wasn't feeling too happy with Mr. Mingyu in episode 6 and episode 7, and I'll tell you why. Mingyu was doing Jiyoung so dirty. He was very obviously avoiding her and creating distance between them, and he didn't really explain to her why until episode 7, after she forced it out of him basically. But he was giving her such a cold shoulder. He wouldn't even look at her when she was in the room, despite him feeling rolling her eyes on her. It was just very awkward. It made her feel bad about herself. It made her feel like she did something wrong, because here they are. They had this amazing first date. There was so much tension, and it felt like the feelings were mutual. And so to see him in the days after following their date, him creating distance from her, him basically avoiding her, ignoring her, it just felt so cold and wrong. And I was like, Mingyu, what are you doing? But so in episode 7, after Jiyoung is quite literally fed up with it, which props to Jiyoung. I literally love her so much more after this entire situation, because she just handled it so well. She handled it like a boss babe, like she was a boss babe. Because after her being so fed up with the situation, she confronted Mingyu. She went into his room and said, listen boy, are you avoiding me? Why are you avoiding me? And so she really kind of forced it out of him why he was avoiding her and being cold and creating distance, basically. And we learned again that was because Mingyu wanted to focus on one person at a time, which I totally get, but maybe communicate that. So it was good to see them reconcile with one another and even start being cute again with each other. But so moving on to the cute moments of episode 7, I really enjoyed Yisu and Mingyu's date. But so my first impressions of Yisu, she was dressed in all black when they first met her. I thought she had this very model-esque look, if that's a word. She had this very chic, very sleek, charming appeal to her and aura. And for some reason, just based off her looks, I was fully expecting her to have a deeper, more kind of husky or raspy voice, but she had such a cute voice when she spoke. But so she's 26, she works at an advertising production company. Overall, I really like her so far, and I especially liked her date with Mingyu. And I guess this is maybe like an unpopular opinion, because it's come out, news has come out, rumors, I call it, about Mingyu and Yisu potentially being endgame. And there was certain people on the internet that were, stating that they were gonna boycott the show basically and stop watching because Jimin and Mingyu don't end up together. And I don't know why people are so obsessed with other people's love lives to the point that they're choosing to boycott a show because the two people that they like the most don't end up together. Mind your business. Mind your business. I think regardless if the rumors are true or not true, we should just be rooting for and supporting genuine connections, authentic connections. And if Jimin and Mingyu aren't that match, get over it, people. It's not that deep. I say this about everyone's date, but I think they had a very cute date. It feels like Yisu kind of has similar charms as Jimin does. She does appear to be very cute and lively and bubbly. She does have a bright personality, like Mingyu said, and she's also extremely straightforward, which is very refreshing. I feel like Yisu came at a very important and pivotal time for Mingyu. In this time period, I think Mingyu has kind of slowed or put his foot on the brake on pursuing Jimin. It's not going anywhere, and I think this is definitely what Mingyu needs at the moment. He needs a girl who is just gonna be down for him and only for him, and very straightforward about it. I'm interested to see where Mingyu goes, whether it be Jiyoung, Jimin, or Yisu, or Jumi, I don't care. Some other cute moments that happened in this episode is we got some cute interactions again between Hooshin and Jiyoung. And from episode 6 and episode 7, it's clear that they two have a very comfortable bond and relationship. The conversation flows, they have good rapport together. They also just look good together. I'm not gonna even lie. If Hooshin and Jiyoung were in game, I support it. But there are also so many guys in the house. All of the guys have an interest in Jiyoung, whether she be their first choice or their second choice. Jiyoung is on every single guy's radar. When they were playing Truth or Drink, and slowly but surely it kept getting revealed that each of the men chose her for maybe their number 1 pick or their number 2 pick, or for who they would want to go on a date with next. There was a very funny moment when I was reading the captions, and it said the women are laughing like uncomfortably while the men are drinking, and it was just so funny to me because they really were all flabbergasted. Mingyu was shaking his head. It was just so funny, but also very uncomfortable, and I think maybe discouraging to the other women, but it also definitely made the guys equally uncomfortable with each other because Jiyoung is so popular amongst them and they didn't really realize that before. So I am interested to see in the coming episodes how that will pan out, if every single one of the guys will continue to pursue Jiyoung, or if some will kind of falter off and maybe just kind of take a backseat, like Hooshin. He didn't send his heart signal text to Jiyoung at the end of the night, despite him clearly throughout the entire episode desiring interactions with Jiyoung. He sent his heart signal text to Jimin, which was a complete shocker, but I just felt like like after her comment about her saying that she was the most comfortable around him and that there was the most like friendly vibe there with him, it kind of made him feel discouraged. And so you add the fact that a bunch of or all of the guys in the house have interest in Jiyoung, it just felt like to me Hushin decided to take a step back for now. And also surprisingly, Mingyu seemingly backed off as well, despite him definitely resolving the conflict and the awkwardness there between him and Jiyoung. He stopped avoiding her. He even became more warm with her and friendly and inviting. They seem to be flirting a lot more in this episode. And even during the truth or drink game, he asked her a lot of questions and he seemed to have an interest in hearing her answers. But then again too, with him finding out that every single guy in the house has interest in Jiyoung, I think he was feeling overwhelmed again and just chose to go with his safe option, which was Yisu. He did just have a date with her, so it did make sense for him to send it to her. So I just want him to be a little bit more confident and not back down with the news that everyone is vying for Jiyoung's attention, because Mingyu, she's giving her attention to you. She has her eyes set on you and you need to realize that. But that pretty much wraps up my review for episode 7. Let me know your reactions to this episode. Am I alone in thinking that Jimin is kind of leading Mingyu on at this point? Like, it's just clear as day. Who do you personally want to see Mingyu end up with? Do you want to see him end up with Jimin, Jiyoung, or Yisu, or even Jumi? We don't want to count her out at this point. Or let me know what's your favorite connection you see forming in the house. What relationship do you like the most? Who do you want to see end up together, basically? Let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments section. I interact with every single person who comments. If you enjoyed today's review, please do make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Also subscribe if you want to see more in this series. I review every episode as they drop weekly every Sunday. And yeah, I thank you so much for watching to the end. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. You are a lovely person and don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. And with that being said, guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.